Hi everyone. I just had my 6th ketamine injection 5 days ago, and I wanted to do a brief check-in to let you know how I'm feeling. And I am feeling fantastic. This time my friend I usually go with took the train down the night before because he had a very early appointment on the day of our injections. So I drove down by myself for a 2 p.m. appointment. By the time I had got there, my friend had been out of his appointment, his session, for about an hour. After only an hour, he was still recovering from his session, so we said our brief hellos and I went in for my appointment. The doctor and I talked for about 15 minutes, as we usually do before the injection. I give him a status update on my life, how well I'm doing. He gives me advice, including updates on the world of ketamine for depression in general. This time I received a couple of book recommendations from him. Then we begin my treatment. We decided to stay at the same dose as the previous time, which was 100 milligrams. During the last session, that was my highest dose yet, and at that dose, I have found that the recovery time afterwards is a little longer. Also worth mentioning is that for the first time, I felt nauseous afterwards. Never to the point where I thought I was going to throw up, but I still felt a little queasy, and that took about an hour for that to resolve. So when I told him this time he decided to give me an injection of Zofran rather than the oral tablet he usually gives me. The session itself, the experience or trip or whatever you want to call it, was the most significant that I've had to date. I might go into more detail on that in a later video. The recovery process was about the same as last time. It took me about an hour, I'd say hour and a half, before I felt comfortable walking out of the facility. Also, I experienced 0 nausea this time. So I think the Zofran injection definitely did its job. I've mentioned this before, but the friend that I go with is not affected in the same way as I am. Without going into a lot of detail, he is arguably worse off than me, by far. So the ketamine has, in the past, brought him to a very significant state of remission, but currently it seems to be merely allowing him to carry on, which is still huge compared to where he is without it. With that said, after my treatment, I felt fantastic. I experienced epiphanies. I talked with the doctor for about 10 minutes afterwards, going over the experience itself and revelations that I'd had. And then while recovering over the next hour, I had so many ideas, hopes, thinking about all I wanted to do and accomplish and what I had accomplished. And when in this state, I really want to revel in the moment and suck it all in and hold it as long as I can. There's nothing quite like that first day of treatment, but it is continually good for weeks and sometimes months after. My friend, however, is having a hard time, so as soon as we reconnected, things got a little dark. So that first day, the first hour afterwards, was phenomenal. And then once rejoining my friend, I have to come down a notch or two. It just doesn't work being over the top happy with someone who is going through so much. But with ketamine, for some, the effects can increase over the course of the next 2 or 3 days. This at least is the case for my friend. On the car ride home, we had a 5-hour amazing conversation. He was doing much better, still not fantastic, but much better, and I in turn felt better because of it. So I got to revel in my moment just a day after. In the 5 days since treatment, I have worked 2 of them. I have felt pretty great throughout. Because my last video seemed so grim, I just wanted to do this short check-in and assure everyone that, like all the previous treatments I've had thus far, this one was a tremendous success. I am doing so much better, and once again, my depression has been subdued. I'll talk more about the experience in the coming weeks. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments or anything, please post them here on YouTube, or head to depressionrecovery.org and head to the contact page if you want to message me privately, or sign up at the forums and begin a discussion with the community that we can all benefit from. Thank you to all of you who have already been a part of this, a part of my journey, and allowed me to be a part of yours. This project has been so rewarding already, and I am greatly looking forward to the future. I now believe that there is real hope out there for virtually everyone, if not everyone. If not this remedy, then another. If not something currently available, then something that soon will be. I think we may finally be living in a time where awareness is breeding solutions. 9 months ago, I had given up all hope, and then I stumbled upon ketamine, and through it I found change. Monumental and immediate change. And yes, it's not a permanent cure, but it frees me from depression for weeks or months. I'm confident that I will find a permanent cure, and I'm going to keep striving for that. I'm not special. There are many who are finding success with ketamine, to varying degrees, sure, some less than me, some greater. I believe that there is a treatment that will work for you. Just give yourself the time to find it. Remember that we're in this together. Please, hang in there, and I'll see you soon.